Hi, I currently follow the Weight Watchers No Count plan. Unfortunately, they no longer support this, but before that, I did follow Flex for 9 months and it got me to goal. I also followed the old SP system. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the foods that got me to goal, basically, the 0 pointed foods that I always have in. Now, all of these foods are 0 points on Flex and they are also free on No Count. I will talk a little bit later about the foods that I have in for No Count, but they will have points in if you're on Flex, but I'll tell you about those later. So to start off with, I will talk about something that does have points in, but I always have in, which is lighter than light mayonnaise. So I always have that in just because it's so, I can chuck it in eggs, with boiled eggs, I can chuck it in with tuna, so I've always got that in. I absolutely love it. I always have. So one of the foods that I always have in when I'm on Flex is butternut squash. Now I refuse to peel these anymore because I nearly chop my finger off. I even eat the skin now. So literally I cut the top off, cut the bottom off, cut it in half. I wrap it in tin foil, each half in tin foil. I cook it in the oven until it's gone soft. I'll then scoop the seeds out, put it back in the oven because I like my food a little bit charred. That's what I'm used to, unfortunately. So that's how I cook these. I'll then eat it with the skin, like I said. I'll eat it like a jacket potato. I'll serve that with whatever I'm eating. So it's just as an accompaniment. Or I'll have it on its own. Now, I don't know, I haven't bought butternut squash for a long time because I follow No Count at the moment, but it is squash season. So I've got these all from Aldi today. I'll do exactly the same with these than I do with the butternut squash, and I'll make them into soup. So I just follow one of the Weight Watchers recipes which is on the app for that, or I Google curried butternut squash soup and I just make it 0 points as much as possible. So that's what I do with those. I also always make sure that I have got lentils in. When I was doing Flex, I do like a bargain, so they're cheap. So I tend to do massive pots of food. I'll do massive pots of turkey chilli, I'll do massive pots of stew, I'll do massive pots of turkey or chicken bolognese. I will even add lentils to those. I don't tend to follow a recipe, but I'll just end up chucking stuff in just to bulk it out. The more protein where I'm concerned is the better. I just need to be full up. So that's what I do. Also, always having chicken breast. Again, like a bargain. So I always have chicken breast in. Always have boiled eggs and normal eggs in. Now, I know there's a big debate, and there's been debate around 0 pointed foods and the calories in them, and that you shouldn't overdo it. As far as I'm concerned, I've never counted calories. I refuse to count calories and do Weight Watchers at the same time. Life's too short. So, as far as I'm concerned, if I'm hungry, I will eat 2 chicken breasts. If I'm hungry, I will eat 2 or 3 eggs. I didn't get fat eating chicken breast, and I didn't get fat eating eggs. Well, I did, and the eggs were in cakes though, and the chicken breast was covered in herbs and spices and deep fried. That's how I got fat. It's not going to hurt me to have an extra chicken breast if I'm hungry. I'd rather have that than totally go off plan and end up binge eating because I'm hungry and I haven't filled up on the right foods. So that's the way I see it. So happy when Flex came in because sweet corn's free. Also, tuna's free, so I've always got that in the house. Always got chopped tomatoes and passata. So what I tend to do is go to the supermarket. If I can get cheap meat, so cheap turkey breast or chicken breast when I was on Flex, I will go and grab those, and then I'll just do a big pot for the rest of the week. Absolutely love that. Always have bananas in. Now, where bananas are concerned, I will only eat 1 banana a day. Sometimes I'll have 2. If I'm hungry, I will have 2, but I will always try to just have 1 if I can. I never used to eat apples, but I've got a thing for pink ladies at the moment, so I just eat 4 or 5 of those a day. Again, if I'm hungry, I'm going to eat them. I'd rather have an apple than have a chocolate bar as far as I'm concerned. If I'm hungry, I will have mug cakes. So the recipes for that are on online. Literally, it's 1 banana and 1 egg, or 2 bananas and 2 eggs, or 1 banana and 2. It depends what consistency you want. There are recipes around, and it's entirely up to you. It's just trial and error and what you like. When I'm doing mug cakes, I will add these. So I've got pumpkin, caramel and peanut butter cup. I've got both of these from TK Maxx. And I've also got the sugar-free gingerbread, which is really difficult to get hold of. I managed to get that online. I got it from one of the coffee places. If you just Google sugar-free coffee syrups, a load of places come up, and I just picked the cheapest one. I also always having on Flex and on No Count stewed plums. Now I cook those in a little bit of toffee sugar-free syrup, and I also put some star anise in as well. So absolutely love those, and I serve those with Greek yogurt. I also have the Skyr Lidl Skyr yogurt in because it's really thick and creamy, and I like that. So they're the foods that I tend to always have in when I'm doing Flex. Obviously they're all free on No Count as well, so I'll tend to still have them in now, and I use them as and when. I do still use turkey and chicken breast occasionally, especially if I can get it cheap, because if I do decide halfway through the day to switch from No Count to Flex, I can. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the foods that I have in when I'm doing No Count. So all those foods are free on Flex apart from the mayonnaise. So all of those are also free on No Count. Also on No Count are chicken thighs, which I much prefer to breast. It's just my personal opinion. And I also have 5% beef mince. I also have 5% pork mince in the freezer as well. So I always have those in. Now they're both pointed on Flex, and so is all of this. Whole wheat pasta is free on No Count. Whole wheat couscous is free on No Count. Brown rice is free on No Count. Potatoes are free on No Count. That's sweet potatoes and normal potatoes. I still weigh out all my carbs. I tend to have about 50-60 grams. It depends how hungry I am. Also, some wholemeal breads are free on No Count, and also crumpets are free on No Count. Like I've said in a previous video, when it comes to things like that, I do tend to have 1 slice of toast or 1 crumpet, and then if I'm still hungry, I'll have another one, because my eyes are still very much bigger than my belly, and I will have if I have them on the plate, I will eat them regardless of whether I'm hungry or not. So I've found, where I'm concerned, that it's easier for me to have the one and then have another one 15 minutes later if I'm still hungry. So these are just the foods that have got me through. Obviously it depends what you want and what you like, but I just like to have, like I said, my planning is just making sure I have these foods in. Everything else just seems to fall into place, which is great for me. So thank you for listening. Goodbye.